Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading, so if you guys want to get a message from the cards, please come on in, have a seat. You're very welcome here. I do have some quick announcements to make in that if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons. That way you will stay in the loop for when I post new work. I've also listed links to my social media. There's a list of the decks I've used as well, and there is a bonus reading for this video, so the timestamp for that is in the description. In fact, all of it's in the description, so go look at that if you feel compelled to. And I'm excited to have you visit me outside of YouTube if you would like to. I am also taking commissions for private readings at this time. If you feel compelled to support me in that way, I appreciate that, but please also know that it's an option, not an obligation. So whatever is on your heart where that is concerned, please follow your heart with that. Okay. Really quick shout out. I did notice that I had some new subscribers yesterday, so I want to say the biggest thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. I always say these videos are meant for anybody when they find them. The message will be relevant to you when you find this video if you choose to watch. So again, thank you so much. I'm empowered to keep going because of you guys. So thank you. I cannot say thank you enough, but I'm gonna try. So I'm going to start by drawing some oracle cards, that is intended to give just a basic feeling of the energy for this reading, and then I'll go into some tarot. Like you can see, I have my piles of cards off to the side over here. But I'm going to go into some tarot reading to see how that supplements, how that builds on the oracle energy. So on that note, let's get started. Okay. All right. So to start, we have the Queen of the Light. Okay. I'm gonna shuffle as I pull these. Okay. Quickly here. We have the Queen of the Light. We also have Halo Gold, Dead Sea Salt, Platinum, and Iron. And this represents enthusiasm, spontaneity, and protection. Okay. All right. We have Flying Free. I unfurl my wings and fly. Okay. And finally, from our oracle energy here, we have we have goblins. Okay. All right, so what I'm sensing from this oracle energy here is that we have this desire to just go, to move forward, to be spontaneous, and to just be spontaneous and just go for something we want to go for. Okay. And with this Queen of Light here, this card represents illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. So we've gotten a hit of something. We've gotten, and I don't mean chemical. We're not going there. But we've gotten this instinct that we just need to move. We need to go forward. We have the desire to just fly, just open our wings and go. All right. But the thing is, the sad part about that is that we are being held back. There's a little bit of fear that we're still kind of holding on to and not being, we're not present with this current feeling here because we're so stuck in the idea that we may fall. Okay. But, the phrase, or at least that quote, is coming to my mind that, what if I fall, but what if you fly? I mean, you explicitly have this from this particular energy coming out in this part of the reading. I do think that whatever this is, you have the enthusiasm for it. You're ready to go. You just want to go, and it's come snap quick. Whatever this is come in very quickly. But again, you've held on to this fear, and I think this may be a sense of social programming, some codes that you're living by that are holding you back. Well, people know me a certain way, people expect me to do certain things, and if I go forward with this one thing, it would be so out of character that people see me a certain way. The thoughts like that are what's holding you back from really going forward and really doing what you want to do with it. Let's see what we can do to alleviate some of those fears, some of those, let's see what we can do to alleviate some of the pressure to stay where you are. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we're getting into our tarot in a minute. The first card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. So you've been working hard at certain things, getting yourself to a certain place where the spontaneous new energy is coming forward. And again, this is where people are potentially seeing you in a certain light, because you put so much effort and energy into this one thing that I think the outside people on the outside are expecting you to behave a certain way or do certain things, and that's kind of clashing with this new energy coming in for you. Pause and take a break, because you have created a good base for you to do that with. Your efforts are paying off, and it's like, you deserve a break. Okay. Deserve a break to enjoy what you've built so far. Okay. So Nine of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. Okay, so ultimately you're the authority over your thoughts. And again, I like that this is coming out because we have this Queen of Illumination here. Where is she? This Queen of the Light here. I think is coming up very nicely with the King of Swords. Okay, because you have authority. Ultimately you have the authority over your thoughts. Okay. And you know how you feel in this situation. You know what you need to do in order to address what's holding you back. Address what's holding you back, because it is mental. It is a mental block. Like I said, social programming or conditioning that you're being reminded of in this. My head's itchy. Okay, let's go with that. Okay. King of Swords, again, going back to the authority factor here, we have the Two of Pentacles coming out. So things may be feeling a little bit emotionally turbulent around this situation. And things are emotionally turbulent around this situation. But again, go back to your King of Swords and remind yourself that you have what it takes to be in balance and stay with it. Okay, whatever you're looking to move forward on, I think it deserves to be addressed. And again, you have a clear path. I feel like saying you have a clear path, and you know what you need to do to address it. Okay, that makes sense. There's the Two of Pentacles, but we also have the Nine of Cups coming out as well. You're in a better place with this than you might believe. Okay, you're in a better place with this than you might believe, because you have again, I'm feeling like, I keep coming back to the idea of you have what it takes. You have everything you need already. And whether or not you're being told, well, no, you can't, this is out of character for you, moving forward on this in a way that we didn't approve of, this, that, and the other. All of that is outside of you. And in truth, you know what you're thinking about this. In truth, you are okay. You are okay. This Goblin's card, I'm going to equate it with being prone to anxiety and having intrusive thoughts. But this is coming from an outside source, so it's not even it's likely worth listening to, but I leave that to your discretion, because sometimes we let the chatter dictate how we actually move forward in our lives, and that's I'm guilty of that. I think a lot of us are, but really, you're safer than you believe you are. You're stronger than you think you are. You have what it takes to fly free and to go forward. Okay. It's our hidden energy, by the way. So our Nine of Cups is the hidden energy here. Our clarifying energy is the Judgment. Yeah, I like that this card is coming out in this. Excuse me. Because ultimately you are truly clear about the situation and about where you want this energy to go. Okay? It may take some work and you may have to detour around it, but you know what you want to achieve with this. Okay? And even if parts of it don't go like you think they will, there's still aspects of your personhood that are capable and able to do work like this. Okay? And ultimately you've built your foundations up enough that you can remain balanced. Okay? Balanced and at peace with your decision, even if people over here are being like, no, you can't do it, this, that, and the other. No, you're doing this. You need to do this. Let me go and try this, okay? So let's see why we're seeing each of our cards here, okay? Why are we seeing our Nine of Pentacles? Why is this card here? Nine of Pentacles. Why are you here? So our Nine of Pentacles is here because we have the Moon. Okay. I'm going to tap into the intuition aspect of this card because we've had, we've, okay, intuition, but also going to the judgment, even though we're going to get to this in a minute here. We've been in a place of dark. We've, we've not seen, we've not really seen where we're supposed to go. Okay, but there's a lot of light and a lot of illumination coming in from this because we've chosen to follow whatever intuitive hits we've gotten over this situation. Okay, there's a bit of a there's a bit of a there's a bit of a feeling of I think feeling a bit silly that we didn't do it sooner, because we're seeing things about ourselves we didn't necessarily feel were true before this situation. Okay, and I'm saying like, oh, I don't have what you told yourself. Oh, I don't have what it takes. Oh, I don't have the resources, this, that, and the other. Okay, maybe that may have been true before this energy came in, but you've worked, whether you realize it or not, you've worked really hard to bring yourself out of whatever mentality told you that you weren't enough. Okay, and again, that could be from outside chatter. Anyway, you followed your gut. And it's bringing you some really interesting and beautiful things. Okay, so that's part one. Part two for the Nine of Pentacles is that you've tapped into a bit of yourself that is much stronger and much more powerful than you even realize. Okay, because there's been some heavy hits in your space. You've had to deal with some things that have really given you pause. And we've all had moments like that, moments of profound challenge. Okay, but again, you've chosen to follow your gut, especially with this situation. There you go. There's a moon. I'm looking at the moon, but we're looking at this Nine of Wands here. You've chosen to follow your gut, and that has given you. It's given you, yes, it's given you strength, but it's allowed you to endure and persevere through things that you might not have anticipated having to go through. But I think there's been a lot of personal development and a lot of personal development, to the point that we're going to get into clarifying here, but to the point that our King of Swords energy is coming in. So having authority over the muscle in your dome piece up here. Okay. Our King of Swords here. Why are we seeing our King of Swords? Yep. There's our Eight of Coins. So we've chosen to do the work. We've put in the effort for the reward, and that effort is starting to pay off. Again, recall we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. This character is looking at the work they've done with these clocks, these pentacles, these coins, whatever shape you would like to put into that. I think you should be proud. You know what? You should be really proud of yourself, because these tasks, this effort has meant a lot to you, and that's why you even started doing that in the first place. Getting your thoughts in mind, getting your space, your creativity, everything's coming up roses. Let's explore that in a minute here. But you've tended, okay, that's why that phrase is coming up. You tended your garden well enough that the fruits of your labor are starting to come through. And it's come through because you've exercised the authority over what you think and how you're going to go forward. You've allowed yourself in this to really get rooted and practical again, because you've gotten authority over this. Okay. But like I said, there's been people outside of you that have wanted to see you fail, to not follow through, to not really come forward with what you say you were going to do. And you've had to be like, actually, you know what? Say what you want, do what you will. I'm still here. I'm still doing me. Good luck with you, right? Yeah, you've gotten yourself to a good place, and you may have had to defend yourself from other people in the past. You may be defending yourself now, but you don't have to worry. Okay, you don't have to worry, because you're not in a place to listen to this chatter over here. Okay, you're just not there. You're not letting this gross, nasty business over here tax your mental wealth anymore. Okay, and you're doing that because you know you can. You know you can, number one. Number two, you've built up enough of your resource that it doesn't matter whether they try or not. You still have what it takes to not only get where you want to go, but do what you need to do to get there. What is this? Gross. Move on. All right. Two of Pentacles. We're juggling. It certainly feels like it's this over here. Why are we seeing the Two of Pentacles here? Two of Pentacles is clarified. Oh no. Okay. No, we're getting Justice coming out. I thought it was Judgment, but still, I like that there is the sense of balance coming out again here, because there are things we're going to have to answer for. Okay. We've certainly had to do that in order to, to get where we are. We didn't come from nowhere, basically. I hope that makes sense. We've had a path, we've had a past that has led us to this point, and we've looked back a little bit and have found things that we've had to answer for. We found things that we've had to answer for, and it's certainly not been. That's part of the dis-ease that we've been looking at. I think this is part of our goblins card here. But the thing is, we've still managed to get ourselves here, and that's because we've done the work to balance out our scales. Okay. There's definitely been some things we've had to look at that have held us back, but we've balanced ourselves out. Okay. And we're getting our Queen of Wands here. So that's allowed us to put ourselves in a place where we can tap into what is inspiring us, what is making us feel passion and aliveness and brightness and warmth. Again, remember, we have the Queen of the Light here, which I think is coming out beautifully with this Queen of Wands. Okay, because look at the sunflower, look at the brightness in this card. Interestingly enough, we're also seeing this lion. I'm going with lion. It's a lion. We've gotten ourselves tamed. I'm recalling the Strength card here. Okay, because we've definitely worked to overcome a lot of our impulses and our base desires. And this is where we're answering for it. But it's also helped us achieve the balance we're looking to achieve. Okay. All right, let's go with our Nine of Cups here. Why are we seeing our Nine of Cups? Okay. Really? Really? That's Four of Cups, actually. I was thinking that was the Nine of Cups. We've come, part of this is that we've come from a sense of dissatisfaction with where we were. And that's I don't want to say that's been the trigger. There's certainly been other things that have allowed us to move forward. But there's some things that we're bored with okay, let me try that again. There have been things we had been bored with in the situation we just come from. I'm immediately thinking that we were stuck in a job we didn't like but had to keep because of bills and life things that we had to address. Whatever is causing this boredom or this dissatisfaction is finally, it's we've had to look at ourselves in this because perhaps part of this was our doing. Okay. But reflecting on this and understanding that it happens, it's part of everybody's life. But the message, I'm just putting it all together as for now, is that we have the capability of getting ourselves to a place where we don't have to be bored, we don't have to be satisfied, because the longer we dwell on that, the more energy we spend on being uncomfortable and being dissatisfied and being unhappy, the more we're gonna poison ourselves into thinking that nothing's good, nothing's worth it, this, that, and the other. That it's a toxic energy, and it could be triggered by outside sources, but ultimately, the fact that you've reflected on that dissatisfaction and you figured out a way to move past that is putting you in a better place emotionally. Okay. Nine of Cups. There is our Four of Cups. Okay. But we also have the Wheel of Fate or the Wheel of Fortune. So things have turned in your favor. Okay. I feel like this, I feel comfortable in saying that because, again, you were at a low point. And I don't want to say you're at the top of your wheel again, but the thing is, you're moving back up. You've chosen not to stay where you are. You've chosen not to stay where you are, and I guess the reason for this, again, we're going back to the outside chatter here, is that there's some people who aren't comfortable seeing you happy because they're not happy. They're not okay. And that's something they need to address for themselves. Okay. But you are coming back to the top of your wheel, and it's good to see. I do like to see that. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Let's see our Judgment. Okay. Tried to read it backwards and I confused myself. But anyway, here's our Judgment. Okay. Judgment card. Why are we seeing it? Okay. We have the Five of Coins. There have been times where you've had to ask for help. because you haven't seen, you know, you're only seeing the 4 coins down here, okay? You're only seeing those down here. You're not seeing that your abundance and your value and your self-worth, you know, you can see that written in your face. And that's what I'm sensing from this mirror motif here. You're not seeing that you have inherent value because of what you've experienced, okay? And you've had to work together. I don't know if you can see what's going on there, barely, but that mirror is cracked. So there have been things in your past that have really made you doubt your worth and your sense of personhood, your sense of value, your sense of validation, okay? And I think part of the risk that you may have had to assess is how deeply do you want to mire yourself into that? How deeply do you want that to be the reality for you? Because this is this doesn't have to be, and you've known that, okay? Come in from the cold, have had to ask for help, and that's required you to swallow your pride a little bit and not and you haven't let yourself stay too long in the sad energy that, you know, that I'm being shown with this this 5 of coins here, okay? And in doing that, you've been like you've gotten yourself to a place where you're okay to move forward. Okay, I'm hearing that you've reached out to your support system to help you gain perspectives you need here. And, you know, even if you have been in the darkness, there's still lights, okay? And there's still lights in the sky. There's still a bright, shining North Star for you to tap into if you find yourself getting into this energy again. You have what it takes to find your means of navigation and to set your compass to your higher power. Maybe not your higher power, but your highest good is what I meant to say. And by that, you're going to be able to navigate you'll be able to navigate your path. You already know that you have this. And now it's just a matter of tapping in to let yourself really do what you're feeling like you need to do. Okay. So let's pause a minute. Let's give ourselves a chance to process what we're seeing from that here. We're going to take a water break. So if you haven't hydrated yet today, here's your reminder. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh, how are you doing? You guys okay? It's a lot. It's a lot so far, but I do hope these readings are helpful, and you know what buttons to push to let me know whether you have liked this video. Let's see what else we need to see for this reading. What else do we need to know? All right. What else do we need to know? Okay. Yeah. Here we have the devil. So we're being explicitly told that there have been things that have held us back from really going forward with this first part of the energy. It could be physical things, but because we have the King of Swords out right now, I do sense that this is, again, I'm pointing to my head here. It's all been a mental challenge kind of thing here. We also have, we have the Queen of Wands coming out in repeat. This limitation we think we've had has really put a damper on what we want to do, certainly, but it's made us feel like either it's not worth exploring how we feel, but we're being called to it. We know deep down that we're being called to do that because it's what's making us feel, we're feeling very strongly about doing this work, okay? And again, I'm getting there because of our Queen of Wands, but we also have the 8 and 9 of Pentacles out in the first part of that energy too. So there's, whatever it is we're being called to do, there has been this block that we've had to work on clearing, that has likely been due to conditioning we've built on, or conditioning we've been programmed to do, outside sources that are just chattering in your ear over it that really aren't comfortable with their situation, which is why they're looking at you. But again, back to the original point, we're feeling strongly about doing this work, and we've had to clear a mental blockage that has put us, that has held us back, basically. Queen of Wands, okay, and Strength. I knew, I had a feeling this card was going to come out, okay? We've had the strength to face it. We've tapped in. We instinctively and intuitively have known that this is what we have needed to do. Okay, because there's a spontaneous new beginning coming in for us. Okay, and it's ready. It's waiting for us to tap into it. But we have had to find the strength in order to. Okay, so there is our strength. Gorgeous, beautiful, love it. Hidden energy is the King of Cups. So another thing we've gained authority over is our emotions. Okay, because whereas before we may have felt some kind of way about what we were feeling, now it's like, yeah, I'm feeling it, but I'm also okay to keep trying, because even if I fail, even if I fall on my face, I'm still going to have things I've learned that I never would have if I didn't try. Okay? You have the Six of Swords. So the changes you're making, there are changes you are making that aren't, I don't want to say they're not developed yet, but they're moving forward in a way that, no, the space isn't necessarily clear, but again, the intuitive hit, the instinct is that it will be okay. You will be okay, even if you have to move away from what it is you knew. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Again, hope that makes sense. Let's see our final portion of this reading, and then we will get into our bonus. So let's see some final words for this reading. What do we need to know in final here? Okay. 8 of Wands. There's part of this that is going to happen fast. Okay. Pay attention. Definitely pay attention. because as with our King of Cups, you may start feeling some kind of way about what you're going through, about what you're feeling. But at the same time, you are going through all of this. You're learning, you're bringing in new information, and this is why I'm saying, hey, be aware and pay attention to this, okay? Because you're gonna have a lot coming at you. You may have a lot coming at you quickly, okay? Interesting that we have our Knight of Pentacles here. So processing it might take a bit of time, but you're okay to give yourself that time, okay? You're okay to give yourself that time. Don't let yourself be rushed. I mean, don't try and rush this Knight of Pentacles energy here. Yeah, and yeah, don't rush. Basically, don't rush this Eight of Wands energy. It will happen as it's meant to. This influx of information will happen as it's meant to. But let yourself get into a place where you're ready to receive it. Okay? Eight of Pentacles is coming out again. You're gonna have another process to go through, but you're gonna put in the work. You're gonna put in the work, and you're gonna make things happen for yourself. Okay? This effort will pay off. Okay? Yeah, this effort will pay off. Give yourself time. Okay? So there's a Eight of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Okay? Yeah, I see how I got there. Anyway, Eight of Pentacles. Give yourself some time. Let's see some hidden and clarifying energy here. What else do we need to see here? Okay, I'm gonna split that right about there. Ooh, guys, hidden energy is the Magician. So know that you're capable. I love it. I love it. Know that you're capable of all of this. You really and truly are. Okay. Yeah, you really and truly are capable of creating and doing the work you want to do. Okay. Again, this outside chatter don't mean a damn thing where it comes to this. Okay. And you have the Page of Pentacles coming out here. I'm treating this as your clarifying energy. Because yeah, you've learned a lot, you've grown a lot, you've incorporated lessons, and you'll be getting more down the line. But for now, you've planted your seeds, you've sown your soil, and now it's time to tend what you planted. Okay? And remember that you have the capability of doing this. Give yourself time. Okay? Really give yourself time and put in the effort. Because things will come to pass. Okay, whatever it is you're hoping to manifest, give it time, give it effort, and it will happen. Okay, so let's get into our bonus reading for this video. We're going to start with our bonus oracle. Okay, we have the resting tree. This represents patience and stillness. Okay. We have the temple within. This represents ancient infinite love. Okay. We have the Wizard of Awareness. Okay. Interesting. And we also have listening with your heart. I trust the messages I receive from my heart. Okay. There's immediately I'm getting pause. Okay. Pause, take a break, take a rest. There's things in your space that are ready to be incorporated into your space. But you have to go, you're being explicitly told, take a break, take a pause, and do some reflecting, okay? Even if that means putting a pin in your work projects, telling people like, hey, I need to take a few days to rest. There's some things that you're working on bringing into your space that may need to be addressed, and you're being called to address those things. Okay. So what else here? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. Interesting. We have 5, 6, 7. We have the 7 of Coins. Okay. We have the Moon. Okay. And we have the Sun. Perfect. Perfect. So again, reinforcing the message that we need to take a pause. Okay. We need to take a pause to think about and reflect on what it is that we want to achieve, to do. There is a current project that we're putting so much effort for, and so much energy. We're tired. You're tired. Okay, and that's why you're being asked to pause. Okay, because you put yourself in autopilot with this thing, and it's like, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you really doing what you're doing? Okay, you're being asked to pause because you're probably thinking, well, I'm hitting this really hard. It might not be coming to pass like I think it will, and things look a bit muddy. Things look not great right now. Why? Why am I doing this? Right? Why am I putting so much effort into something that might not work? Well, this is where that pause is being asked of you, because it's coming to, basically, you want to get clear about what it is you want to do with this. And in order to do that, you need to pause and game plan your next steps. Because realistically, you might discover that, no, this thing really isn't what I want to do, but I won't know that until I take a step back and look at what I've been able to do. Okay, things right now are in the dark, and you need to take some time to nurture your thoughts over what you want from this, so you can get abundantly clear about where you want to go next. Okay, so that is it for the main reading, for the bonus reading. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate your support and what you've been able to allow me to do for you. Again, all of my links are in the description. You know where all the buttons are if you wanna let me know that you liked the video. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sign off now, but in the meantime, stay safe, and know that you are safe to come here anytime you want to be here. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.